First of all, I want to apologise that this is late. I have had a lot of stuff to do. A lot of people cancelled on me they were going to go watch this film. In the end, Steph asked me, she wanted to go watch Dark Phoniex, so I took her. And she really enjoyed it. She loved it. Well, this is my review for Dark Phoniex, and for a Marvel film, I've got to say, it's good, but I'm disappointed. X-Men Dark Phoniex. So, this is the final film of 20th Century Fox X-Men franchise after X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, and X-Men Apocalypse. And I do love this franchise. I do. I've always loved X-Men. Apart from X-Men Last Stand, that movie does not get spoken about. So the film basically says, after a mission that the X-Men are called into, Jean Grey's powers are increased after she absorbs this space thing inside, space storm, kind of like space material inside of her, which awakens her powers. And throughout the film, she's wondering what the hell is happening to her. She's hurting the people she loved. You have a look at Jean's backstory, and she's hurting the people she loves. She's hurting the people she cares about. And for some reason her powers are getting out of control, and Charles is trying to help her. The barriers that Charles have put in has now broken, so she is now emerging as you've guessed it, the Phoenix. And throughout the film she is starting to wonder what's going on. She runs away, she starts to hurt something people she loved, and she doesn't know what to do. She's completely frightened, she doesn't know what's happening to her, until a woman that she doesn't know, she believes that she can help her, doesn't know who she is. Vox is the name of this woman, who you know as a very important character that I will not give away. So overall, people say I like Marvel films a little too much, that sometimes it does make me kind of like favoritistic towards Marvel films. In terms, yes it does, little bit, good ones. This, however, no. This was disappointing because, which is such a shame, because I love 20th Century Fox X-Men films. I absolutely love them. I am a massive fan of this. And I felt it was good, but it was disappointment. So let's start with the cast first. So you've got Sophie Turner, who plays Jean Grey. You'll know her as the most common role as Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones. She came into this X-Men Apocalypse, and we saw some of her, now we see even more to her. We've loved this character, and I have to say, she is a fantastic actress. Within her powers, within her chemistry with Charles, with Scott, in this film, she's amazing. She can see that she's worried, she's wondering what's happening to her. You see the emotional context within her character. It really does work. She is brilliant. James McAvoy plays Charles Xavier. You don't really see much of him, but however, you don't need to. He's brilliant. He's Professor X. He always will be Professor X. He's an amazing character, especially his commitment and his constant commitment to helping humans accept mutants, and towards his school and his students as well. You really do see the teacher-friendly side. I've loved him as Charles Xavier. I think he's brilliant, and him as bold. It works. Michael Fassbender plays Magneto. In this film, you see a completely different Magneto. Again, we see a different side to Magneto, which I love about what Kim Berg does with this. He makes sure we see different sides of Magneto. And in this, you see he's resting. You see he's protecting mutants from us. And he seems to be like a leader of this island that's like protecting mutants that are being attacked. Which is great, because I love that about him. He doesn't actually, but something happens in this film that makes him turn back to the evil Magneto monster that we all know and love. But I won't say why. You've also got Alexander Shipp, who plays Storm. She was in Apocalypse. You see, she was in it. She was good actor, brilliant. You've also got Ty Sheridan, who plays Scott. I love Scott in this because you see the chemistry with him and Jean. Their relationship with lovers kind of connects together. You've also got Evan Peters as Quicksilver. I'm a bit disappointed in this because they hardly show anything of Quicksilver, and he's one of my all-time favourite X-Men characters. Him and Beast. But honestly, he's one of them, and they hardly used Quicksilver in this. He wasn't even funny, which is disappointing because he was so funny in the other ones. I thought it worked as Quicksilver. I love him. He's great, and they didn't use him. I don't know what Kim Berg thought of not using him at all. And you've also got Coat Eberhardt, who plays Selene. Now, X-Men characters and fans will know who Selene is. but they didn't show her true powers. If you're gonna put a really likable comic character in a film, then bloody show her mutant powers. It was ridiculous. What did they give her? Daggers. That was it. What a pathetic use of a character. I was so disappointed. Yes, we had Red Lotus, who's also in this film, but if you're using Celine, then use her. I can't say who she is and what her power is, but, you know, honestly, if you're expecting a massive cool thing, you're going to be very disappointed. A little bit. You've also got Jessica Chastain, who plays Volk. Brilliant actress. Great and really, really awesome in this film. I am not going to say a word. There is a massive Easter egg about her character, and fans will love it, which I loved when you see her come out, which is brilliant. Which is really, 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 really good. Kobe Smith McPhee plays Nightcrawler. He's in this film as well, which kind of works. And you've also got Beast in this as well, who has a connection to Mystique, and Jennifer Lawrence, who was great as Mystique in this. You see her kind of like move towards the school thing, move towards the students. It kind of works within her relationship to Charles, but she's still got that hatred for humans, and you still see that in this film. She's still nervous, she's still worried. For a Marvel fan and for a Marvel film, I am a bit disappointed. I thought it was going to be a lot better. This is the problem with the film. First of all, right, they seem to concentrate a lot more on Jean's past than they do on her powers. And yes, we see a little bit, but we don't see the extent of her powers until halfway through the movie. You're bored for like the first hour, 30 minutes, and it's so slow. It is so slow. The movie really does, with the pacing, slows it so much down, and you do start to get a bit bored. The danger in the film is lost. This is one of the darkest comics in X-Men, and I feel although it was quite dark, and it isn't for kids, so don't let kids watch this, but apart from that, it wasn't as dark as you thought it was going to be, because Dark Phoenix is supposed to be terrifying. And it was cringing, but it wasn't scary, which is stupid because it's one of the darkest comics in the X-Men. Also, the script. Now, the script is poor up until the final thing. I think the script really explodes near the end of the film, which is ridiculous because when you're watching a film, it's supposed to flow. Well, I don't watch a film to like be bored for the first hour 45 minutes, and at the end of the bloody movie you finally get the conclusion climax. You don't get the incredible, amazing, blown up scene until the end, which is ridiculous. I felt that Kimberg's team literally let him do half of it and then decided to start halfway through. That's what I felt happened. And they didn't pay attention to the powers either. I thought the powers were great, but they weren't shown again until the end. I felt that halfway through the movie, it turned, right? It was going, this is what it did. It went, it started high, it started medium, and then halfway through the film, it crashed and then rose again. But it crashed halfway through the film because I started to get really, really bored. But however, it sticks to the comics, which I was quite impressed with. And the storyline is okay. Powers are incredible, special effects are amazing, there are some great Marvel comic Easter eggs into this, so it's good, it's decent, but it is disappointing. So for all those reasons, I'm going to give X-Men Dark Phoenix 3 stars. So, X-Men Dark Phoenix, have you seen this film? What did you think about it? Please let me know in the comment section just below this video. If you're a massive fan of X-Men like me, and you love X-Men, then you might enjoy this. You might not. There's a lot of critics saying it's disappointing. I agree. I think they're hating on it too much, but I think it is disappointing. So please like this video if you want to like this video, and subscribe to my channel to see any more of my movie reviews. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday when I review You Got a Friend in Me. You got a friend in me.